Hey bros and bruises, the deck again. So, one of my subscribers, Bearded Bill 86, how's it going? Asked a pretty cool question concerning my last video on omega-3 fish oil supplement, which went like this. What do you think about research that says there's a link between an increased risk of prostate cancer, 43%, if consuming omega-3? And I have lots of things to say about this, but since I suck at condensing the information, I'm just going to read to you from an article that was precisely referred to me by Mike Matthews of Muscle for Life, and an answer to the same concern. It's like I asked Mike Matthews exactly the same question, basically, and he linked this article, which I've read, and it made a lot of sense to me. Basically, how can I put this? It's very unlikely that this study proves anything with rigor, anyway. So let's read. Important considerations of the study that associated fish oil, not fish oil, but the amount of plasma levels of the fatty acids, the omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, to an increased, statistically relevant increase in the incidence of low-grade and high-grade prostate cancer. So, what can I say? The study is not consistent with other studies. I will discuss this below. The study did not include information or documentation of fish or fish oil intake in the study group. It was not set up initially to evaluate these factors, because this comes from a study called SELECT study, which aimed to look at vitamin E, basically, intakes. So this was not like a randomized clinical trial to test the hypothesis of causation between fish oil or even omega-3, and they just did a sort of, epidemiological study on a previous study. And you may know that in science you have to really test under very rigorous conditions. Also, I can tell you that the hypothesis of the link between these things, omega-3 and prostate cancer, has been tested before the rigorous way, and it has been found to decrease the risk. But okay, that aside, there is no evidence that anybody in this study took fish oil supplements or even ate fish. In usual circumstances, so this just means that the levels could be heightened due to other things. In usual circumstances, plasma levels of EPA and DHA reflect very recent intake and are considered a poor biomarker of long-term omega-3 intake. Patients with prostate cancer may have only recently increased their fish and or fish oil consumption. Fish and fish oil ingestion produces a big rise in plasma omega-3 levels in about 4.5 hours and washes out around 48 hours. The data may reflect cancer activity rather than a causative association. Without dietary history or documentation of fish oil use, there is no way of knowing. And lastly, the statement by the authors suggests that they may have significant bias against supplements. There is really no evidence that taking dietary supplements is beneficial to health. And there is increasing evidence that taking high doses is harmful. Okay, so less open. Okay, a closer look at the reported results, and I'm afraid that this thing will stop recording. So I'm not sure that whether I should proceed. Let's take a closer look at the reported results to see if things add up. The bottom line is that they do not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to read this thing to you. I'm going to link this motherfucker in the description box, and you will totally be satiated of your curiosity. I've also found a great Portuguese source. It's a blog that I follow called Fat New World. Clever. You may try to translate it if you search for Fat New World omega-3 prostate cancer. I don't know if that will work. I have to search for it in Portuguese to find. They're making an English version of the blog called Metabolic Edge. I tried to search for that article translated in Metabolic Edge, but it's not yet translated. So I may try to find it. But this link that I'm gonna link to you, I'm sure it will totally, satiate your thirst of knowledge in this regard. So be cool, my brother. Be cool.